I decided to make a little video on how to chop wood. A lot of my city friends don't really understand how to use an axe. And especially since COVID, a lot of people have fire pits now in their backyard, and it's just really nice to sit and stare into a fire. So let's see how to use an axe. Another thing for all my carbon conscious friends to remember is that the amount of CO2 given off by burning wood is virtually the same as if you let it decay in the forest. Minuscule differences. So you're not adding any more, you're adding maybe a little more quickly. But over the long run, same amount of carbon. Hello. So this is a very, very basic primer on how to chop hobby wood. Hobby for your hobby fireplace, for your hobby fire pit like I have. If you are using wood for heat, don't bother watching this. You know more than I do, and you probably have a hydraulic splitter as well. But this is for the hobbyist. My son took a trail building course at SIU a couple of years ago before he graduated, and he said he was shocked. They had about a dozen people from the community and from the school, and he said he was the only one who knew how to swing an axe, and I thought that was pretty pathetic. So basics, here's how to swing an axe. Your wood has to be fairly dry, preferably 2 years after cutting and stacking. Very hard to split it when it's fresh and waterlogged, and also very hard to burn. So now when you stack your wood, you always want to make sure that you stack it with the wane up towards the rain, because the wane, the bark as it's called now, actually sheds rain. So when you stack it, always stack it like that. Never stack it on end, because it'll just soak the water into the wood. After you cut it, it's important that you have somewhere to store it where it can keep dry. So any kind of a lean-to, it's easy. It can be a tarp. It doesn't have to be a structure. But some people just stack it so that the wane is still up and the cut edges are down, but I don't know. I just rather put it under a shed so it gets dry. That's important. I don't know why they call it wane. I think wane used to mean wood in general, but you have wainscoting is the wood you put around a room when you're doing construction. So nowadays, just the wane refers to the bark. So wane to the rain. First is using the axe with gravity as your friend, as opposed to fighting gravity. This is only about a 5-pound axe. Actually, this is the type of axe called a maul, a splitting maul. You'll see it's flared out at the edges so that it'll spread the wood as it goes in. You can use a regular axe, but they're lighter. The important thing is that they have a flat back. You can't use a double-edged axe. It wouldn't work. So the main feature of applying your maximum force is to use 2 hands to lift it above your head. 2 hands and your core. Get your legs, and you're throwing the axe up. Once it's up, you're using gravity to bring it down, and you're just pulling down by settling your whole body. I've seen so many people try to hold it like this and pick it up and hit it like that. It doesn't work. Use gravity. If you're really strong and you want to hold it like this, that's fine, but you still have to swing it up so that it gets to this position. So when you come down, you're using gravity on your side. Depending on the size pieces you want, you just keep going. If you get a bigger piece, you have to use a sledge, an 8-pound sledge is what I use, but the same principles apply. It's really hard to lift even an 8-pound sledge out in front like that. And I'm told it gets harder as you get older. So you still want to use gravity. The next thing on a really tough piece is just a steel wedge. Probably weighs 3 or 4 pounds. So we'll see if we can apply those to a piece that won't split so easily. This was pretty dry, so it's going to split easily. Let's get one here. So again, you're using your whole body to launch the axe into the air. I did that purposely a little lighter so we could show using the sledgehammer on the back of the maul. And there you have it. There are times on really big pieces, this is not one of them, but I'll demonstrate anyway, where you would have it not split. I'm being pathetic here so that it doesn't split, just so I can show you the use of the wedge. Some people keep a smaller hammer for this. I just use the 8-pound sledge. Let's see if I can hit it. So, voila, that's how you do hobby log splitting. Not for the professional. So the maul does not have to be extremely sharp. I like to put a little dressing on it, really just once a season. It doesn't have to be very sharp at all. You can see it's nothing like you'd have an axe. So I just throw a little edge on it. That's all it takes. It's really not very critical, but that's a little bit sharp. Well, there you have it. That's how you prepare firewood for your fire pit or fireplace. So enjoy, and don't sit downwind from the fire.